Hey, it's Jay from Pacific Northwest Sports. Hope you enjoy the newest podcast. If you ever want a wall like mine, please check out Green Gridiron. They're an amazing company capable of making any of the helmets you see or any helmet you can imagine. Their link is below and the QR code is right here. As always, you can check us out on any of our social medias. Enjoy! I am here with Thomas Neel, who's going to be class of 2027 at Whitworth University. How's it going today?
Going good. How about you?
It's going well. So obviously this is a new podcast, Pacific Northwest Sports, and we're just starting to interview people and kind of figure out what they like. And I figured you going over to Whitworth would be the perfect opportunity to kind of interview and figure out what that recruiting process was like and the commitment. So why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
All right. Basically, during my junior year of high school, I kind of realized that I wanted to go play football in college, and so at that time I decided to start finding ways to get recruited. And so at that time I kind of downloaded I got NCSA. At that time I didn't really know it was not really the best for recruiting, but that kind of helped kickstart, I guess, the recruiting process. And so started doing that, and I got Twitter, and I started uploading my film and sending it out to coaches, and eventually started getting a few offers, and I got invited to visit Whitworth on a game day visit, and so got to do that, and I had a lot of fun. It was cool watching the team play and the camaraderie and just everything about it. And I got a good I walked away from that really excited. I guess I really liked that team, and it was local and stuff. And so I was it was definitely one of the options I was considering. And so kind of fast forward a little bit. More just communication between coaches and stuff, and then I eventually got offered by Whitworth, and so I was pretty excited about that. And soon after I went on an overnight visit, and so we did that, and that just kind of made me really consider it a lot more as a place to go, because of the fact that the players were super close, and they were very nice. We got to work out with them, and that was really fun. And it's I felt really confident and comfortable in the weight room, and seeing how well everyone was getting along, and how they're all helping each other out as teammates, and just I liked the campus. I liked everything about it pretty much. And so it's it was really when it started to become probably my number one school. And so after that, I kind of went on a few more visits, and just kind of was, I guess, narrowing down my top schools. And after really doing a lot of thinking and stuff, I just decided on Whitworth is the best fit and stuff. And yeah, so I committed, and yeah.
That's amazing. So you said that you started with NCSA and you got some offers based off that, and that's a whole other topic for another time. NCSA is highly debated by many different people on how effective it is, and if it's a money grab or not. But for you, for offers and really getting yourself out there, do you think NCSA played a huge part in that, or do you think that was more you getting on Twitter and really just posting those highlights? And it's one thing to go on Twitter and post, but if you're going on Twitter and posting, who are you tagging to say, hey, look at me? Because you can't always just send film to a coach's DM and hope they're going to look at it.
Yeah. Well, I'd say NCSA, it did, I wouldn't say a major part, but I mean, it did really, for me at least, it really kickstarted the recruiting process. Because and I do think it was a lot more money than it should have been, for what it was itself, NCSA. But I do think uploading my film onto there first, and kind of just letting the schools find me. I did get some, I did get noticed by a few coaches on there, and I started, that's kind of how I started communicating to a few schools. And around that same time, not too long after I joined, I got my first offer. So I do think like it helped. And also it was like I had a person I was talking to from NCSA, and they kind of were the ones to tell me that, oh yeah, you should start a Twitter account and, get yourself out there. And so that's, what I did. And, I mean, I kind of, after that, kind of started working myself away from NCSA, use Twitter more and Instagram and things like that, soon after. And pretty much, I mean, that's how it really got going. And yeah, I started following different coaches on Twitter and, reaching out to them and stuff. And yeah, I mean, by that point, I really started to get a lot more attention and stuff.
That's great. So you mentioned your first offer. Obviously now you're at Whitworth, but who was the first offer? And a little bit ago you also mentioned you were narrowing down your schools. What was your top 3 looking like?
So my first offer was from Lewis and Clark University down in Portland. And since that was my first offer, I mean, that was like one of the schools I was considering, but towards the end, of the recruiting process before I committed, it was my top 3 schools were probably PLU, because I went on a visit there and I really liked it too. Whitworth, of course, and then University of Montana Western was the other one I was kind of considering there for a little bit.
That's awesome. So University of Montana Western, that's interesting. So, what really pulled it over for you at Whitworth? You said you went on an overnight visit. You said the camaraderie and the brotherhood you really loved, but what made you go, I want to be a Whitworth Pirate. I want to be here?
Just seeing the work ethic of all the players, and the coaches were treating everybody really well, and just the camaraderie of everybody, and and also a lot of stuff on the academic side of things, they kind of had what I wanted to study, and also my financial aid and that kind of stuff also really it also really worked well for what I was looking for, I guess. And so that's kind of really kind of moved me towards going to Whitworth.
Nice. You mentioned that when you were looking at schools, you wanted to make sure that you could have a school that matched what you wanted to study. What is that category? What do you want to go and major in?
I want to major in environmental science and then minor in athletic coaching. And environmental science, I've always been just a really outdoorsy type guy, and I can really see myself having a career, doing something outdoors. And so I thought it was a good fit, just kind of, go into that. And then the minor in athletic coaching, another thing I want to do is be a coach, eventually, just help other people, learn what I learned, I guess, and, help other people out. And so both of those things, when I saw that, it really got me excited and really made me think about Whitworth.
That's great. So you mentioned, how's high school? When did you realize, I think I can play at the next level? I think I'm ready. What was that like?
So yeah, it was my late into my junior year, into my senior season of football. I guess going back a little bit to my junior year, when I first kind of realized I wanted to play, I didn't really know if I could, if I'd be able to, because it's I had always heard only a small percentage of any football players ever make the college, and so I was kind of I want to try at least. And so after I got the recruiting process rolling a bit, and then just having a great senior season and getting these offers, I really realized that I was oh yeah, I think I can make it and do really well playing in college. That was, yeah.
Was there any talks with your high school coaches when you said, "Hey, I'm trying to go to the next level. Can you help me out?" What was that like when you had to speak with them and potentially your athletic director? Because obviously they got to start talking to schools and help you out a little bit.
My coach was a huge help. He was primarily just my head football coach, Caleb Madison. Uh, he really was helping me out a lot. Like, he was sending out my film to a bunch of schools, and he had a few coaches come to our school, and me and a few other guys on the team who are playing in college now, but we all got to meet some coaches and stuff, and he really helped me out, and just sending out film, helping me edit my highlight film, and just really helped me get set on that too, on that recruiting process and communicating with other coaches.
I think something that makes high school football and going to college football so unique is the pure love of the game. You're not getting paid. You're not able to profit off your name, image, and likeness. You have to truly love the game. What's your earliest memory of football, and what makes you just want to go in every single day and say, "I want to get better"?
My earliest memory is kind of when I really started football, which was I was in 7th grade in middle school, and I kind of just at that time it's a lot different than how I feel now, in the sense that at that time, and I probably a lot of people do this too. I joined football mostly just to get the attention, get girls and all that, but soon after, I really started to notice how much I just love the adrenaline of playing, and even practice, and just being able to work, and improve myself, and then also learning new things, and just learning all kinds of life skills, I guess, that really helped me in the future. Now I guess back then, really, what I learned then has really helped me now, in terms of just life and football in general.
You said life skills, and something I've talked about with coaches as I've been doing some of these interviews is when they look back on a season and someone says, "Hey, coach, you won a state championship." I interviewed Eric Spokane, who was talking about it. He won a state championship with Lake Stevens Vikings up in Washington this past year. And I said, back then, my brother who played with Eric, they had a coach who said, "We're not going to know the success of this season until 20 to 30 years from now, when I see what type of guys they turn out to be in terms of husbands, good boyfriends, dads, employees, so on and so forth." So there's definitely life skills to learn in football. And that's what I think makes it so unique. That's what I think makes sports in general so unique, is those life lessons. So what are some of those life lessons you're learning right now that you're saying, "Oh, this helps me immediately," and some stuff that you say, "I think this could help me in a year or two"?
Oh yeah, definitely. Some things that I've learned early on that I'm still learning is a lot of things, just discipline, in terms of focusing on what I'm doing, and not getting sidetracked, and kind of hard to explain exactly, but just working on what I need to improve on, and not letting myself get distracted by outside things, and also just being able to, I think a thing that's really going to help me in the future too, a little bit now, but especially later on, in life, is I've really learned how to take criticism and improve upon it. I think that's really important, because you can't take criticism. You can't take criticism. You can't really perform any sort of life thing, because it's you're gonna just give up, But it's if you can learn how to take criticism and improve on it, it's really gonna just help you generally, in life, and you're also gonna be able to learn and improve yourself, and you're gonna feel better as a result. And that's probably one of the major things that I've really learned, that and am still learning today. I think will have a big impact later on in life, in a positive way.
That's good. So you're at Whitworth. Do you have any plans on, hey, if I dominate here, I can transfer to the FBS level. Are you comfortable where you're at?
Right now I am. Yeah, I'm definitely comfortable. I mean, if it comes to the point where maybe, I do get some attention from higher up, or maybe then I'll consider it transferring. But at the moment, I don't have any plans, so I'm comfortable.
That's good. So what's it been like? Have you gone over to Whitworth already? Are you over there right now?
I'm not at Whitworth right now, but I've been there multiple times. I went on some some of their spring practices, and we actually had a summer team day visit not too long ago. Just got to hang with the team for the entire day, and slowly gonna head over to Whitworth even more and more. And then fall camp is around the corner, so getting ready for that too.
When does fall camp start?
August 9th is our kickoff kind of.
Oh, so it's coming up here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's exciting. What do you have? You got talk to the coaches? Do you know what you're going to be running? Kind of what you're going to be doing over there right now?
I haven't talked to coaches too much. Mostly just I haven't really talked to them too much about what we're doing. It's mostly just been at home studying the playbook, especially since I'm a lineman, studying doing all the lineman reads and plays that we're doing and stuff, and really just kind of taking notes and stuff and writing things down.
So you're a tackle, right?
Probably more like center or guard. I'm not too sure.
Center guard. Interesting. I was a center in high school. Not as good as you, but I played center. So, I mean, they say it's the quarterback of the O-line, right? You have to know every single little thing that's going on. So learning that playbook's a little different. What type of offense are you guys running? I don't want you to give away too much. Are we a power run scheme? Are we airing it out? What's that look like?
Yeah, we got some really good run plays and stuff, and but we also do pass a good amount too. I'd have to look to tell you more specifics, I guess, but it's kind of a good mix of both, and yeah.
That's awesome. Is there any center pulling? Are you going to get a chance to just light up someone?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think there's a few opportunities I'll have.
That's awesome. Do you know if the plan is for you to play this year right off the bat, or do you think you're going to end up taking more of a red shirt to kind of learn more of the system, get a little bigger, stronger, get more acclimated? What do you think?
I think if I really put in the work in, especially during fall camp and into the season, I think I might not be a starter, but I think I'll definitely have a few opportunities to get in there and get some play time as a freshman. So
That's exciting. So obviously, just the day in and day out grind of fall camp. How long is that?
I believe it's 3 weeks or so.
Nice, and you already know your week one opponent.
Yeah, it's I forget the name. It's the Pacific. It's community college, I think, down in Tri-Cities, I think is where it is. It's
Pacific Northwest Christian Community College, I believe is what it's called.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's our first opponent, and then it's Eastern Oregon after that.
Yeah, no, that college is unique because it's the first time that, and you being in the Spokane Valley, you probably know a little bit more than I do. I'm over, obviously, in Issaquah. My brother lives over in the Tri-Cities, but it's the first JUCO they've had in Washington football in who knows how long. I think it's 20-some years.
Yeah.
That's definitely interesting. So, I appreciate your time. I got some quick questions we ask everybody, so feel free. So the first one is you're at a gas station. You're going to go on an 8-hour road trip. You got to load up on a snack and a drink. What's your go-to snack and drink?
Snack, probably go with bag of Doritos maybe, and then a drink, probably a Gatorade.
All right. Well, I mean that's a broad answer. What flavor of Doritos are we going, and what flavor Gatorade are we going?
Doritos, I'm just going nacho cheese. That's my favorite. And then Gatorade, probably it's a close one, but probably fruit punch.
Fruit punch, huh?
Yeah.
That's that's a good. I think that's a good safe one. Sometimes we've heard some controversial ones with lemon lime. Personally, I'm a big fan of it. I think it's the best one, but some people are totally against it.
Yeah, they're both. I mean, it's a lot of flavors. I haven't tried. I don't think I've tried lemon lime, but I mean, I will say like one of the other controversial ones I've heard is the like that cucumber lime one or whatever. That one I've always heard it's like you either like it or you hate it or whatever. So
It's funny because when I look at that, I go, no, I'm not trying that. I'm not buying it. But on the flip side, and this may be the millennial in me coming out, I saw a TikTok. It's from the You Should Know podcast where this guy was talking about how much he loves the cucumber lime and how good it is. And he was like, sometimes I just sniff it. And it was random. It was a controversial one for sure. That's safe. Okay, so number 3, who's your favorite football player?
um, probably it's probably a really generic answer, but like Marshawn Lynch is probably my favorite football player, but mostly just because I watched him a lot, growing up and just seeing how like explosive he was, in his plays and stuff. I think that's really what got me hooked on watching football at first, was just seeing, Marshawn Lynch just making the big plays and stuff and not being taken down. That's really, I think, like what, started me off at first watching football and getting me interested in the sport.
All right, being a lineman, right? We're athletes. We play all over the field. We're centers, both guards, both tackles. Show some love for the lineman. Who's your favorite lineman of all time? It can be someone you never watched play in person, but you've seen YouTube clips. What is it?
Um, I actually never really like I have never really had a favorite lineman. I do watch, especially the linemen. I do like the I think it's Jason Kelsey or whatever on the Eagles.
Yeah,
I definitely like him a lot. I'd say that's probably if I had to choose one.
Jason Kelsey's a hell of a football player for sure.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite time of the year? It can be football season or winter, but what's your favorite time and why do you love it so much?
My favorite time of year is probably it's within football season. It's definitely like fall into early winter, simply because like I love the atmosphere of everything. Like you got football, and then it's like you got the major holidays kind of, and it's just that there's a feeling in the air. It's like a very happy time, I guess. And it's like the season's changing. It's nice and cool outside. Just everything about it is great.
Awesome. So this one's a loaded question, and may not have an answer for part of it. But what's your favorite sports team at the high school, college, and pro level? Any sport. However, the rule is you can't pick Whitworth for your college because you're going there, and you can't pick your high school. So going off that, what's that list look like?
Um, Favorite high school team, probably I'd say probably like our rival team, which is Central Valley High School, just because it's like it's a really good like rivalry between our teams in all sports pretty much, but like it's always really exciting to play them, and it's like they're a really skilled team themselves. So it's like I always look forward to seeing the matchups between our school and their school. College, um, probably say like Eastern Washington, because they're a really good school. I watch some of their football games, and I I did talk to their coaches a little bit during the recruiting process. Unfortunately, it didn't go anywhere, but I did get a good feeling from them. Talking to them, they seemed really nice, and yeah, I liked watching their team play a lot. And then professional team is Seahawks, because that's kind of the team. It's that's the team I grew up watching, and also they're local, kind of. So it's like I have a strong connection watching them.
Do you ever listen to country music?
Not really.
Okay, so this is the question. It's a song by Luke Combs. He says, it's called "Doing This." He says, someone once asked me in an interview, "What was growing up like? What did you do to school? And what would you do if you weren't doing this?" So that's my question to you. What would you be doing if you weren't going to college to study what you're studying and playing college football?
I think I probably. It's a good question. I'd probably be working, doing something outdoorsy. Like, I don't know. I've been interested in becoming like a forest ranger, or maybe a firefighter or something. So I can see myself doing something like that, or maybe even just out of high school, becoming like a part-time coach. Maybe just help coach some younger kids. I don't maybe it doesn't. I don't really know the level. Maybe like Pee Wee football or junior high level, but I can see myself either being like working outdoors, or working with younger kids and stuff, and teaching them just some basic skills in football.
Of course. That's been great. So, Thomas, where can people find you if they want to message you, or if they want to follow you more closely? How can they get in contact with you?
Twitter, you can get in contact with me on there.